Welcome to Chameleon Coping, Moderating Peace in Social Media. We will cover 5 concepts in 3 sections today. The first is personal traits and personality. The second is emotional intelligence and conscientiousness. The third is openness to experience. First, personal traits and personality. My personality is kinesthetic. It resembles a chameleon. Every time I write, it's about Arabia. I think I divine my personality through this culture. I did the same when I was working with reggae. It's the kinesthetic characteristics in me. The Gambia called me a chameleon. My personality changes to meet the demands of the environment. My personality types: INTJ, introverted, intuitive, thinking and judging, and ENFP, extroverted, intuitive, feeling and perceiving. My Myers-Briggs personality inventory did come back differently depending on the situation I found myself in at the time. The one trait that stands out is intuitive. Today's inventory is unique. It combines 2 of the qualities, one each from the previous inventories taken decades ago, introverted and feeling. Given this, I would be inclined to say my dominant traits are an intuitive introvert who feels. Personality profiles identify individuals' stronger and weaker traits. This is Lucier and Achua, 2023, page 42. Most of my trait percentages are very near the middle. I could just as easily have been an INTJ, but today's personality inventory calls me an ISFJ defender. I would have to say this is accurate, as I'm looking for ways to integrate current events into this presentation as we speak. This is how I defend what appears to be reality. Personal integrity includes honesty and truth. Leadership success is based on personal traits of integrity and the ability to develop trusting relationships. If you are not honest with people and take advantage of them, they will not trust you and you will not have the ability to influence them. You have to be honest with people to lead them. So yes, truth absolutely, unequivocally does matter. At the end of the day, the truth is all that matters. Lucier and Achua, 2023, page 63. Now, honesty and truthfulness are not the same thing. Being honest means not telling lies. Being truthful means actively making known all the full truth of the matter. Lawyers must be honest, but they do not have to be truthful. And that's truth via honesty, no date. The challenge of being honest is measuring whether the truth will hurt someone. The question then becomes ethical. Do we have the right to proceed after considering potential harm? Honestly, my personality flexibility allows me to interact with people as they experience a wide range of situations and emotions. This video illustrates a range of emotions, happy to sad. This is award-winning Palestinian journalist Motaz, before and after. The start of the war? Presumably. Resilience. I learned to become vicariously resilient watching my own successful progress. Now think about it. How powerful is this statement? Meanwhile, back in social media, this status was posted 24 hours ago. There will be another reference to resilience at the end of this presentation. It followed my post by 10 hours. Was it the algorithms feeding both of us information that led our thoughts and feelings? Did he come read my page after I shared a bunch of his posts? Was it mutual inspiration? I obviously don't know. It could have been something entirely unrelated and purely coincidental. The point is that we're moving in the same direction, up. This next section explores emotional intelligence and conscientiousness. Conscientious includes integrity, within which are honesty and ethics. Now, honesty should be accepted as a recurring theme throughout life. Among other things such as ethics, honesty is the measure of the integrity of a person. With a sincere and open mind, consider the following. Most people don't know what it feels like to be so oppressed that aggression is the only emotion you're left with. Having experienced this firsthand, I have insight into both the experience and the recovery. I have memories of being functional at a relatively high level in my home country. I can draw on this knowledge and experience to rebuild my psyche. How can people build an emotional awareness for something that they have never seen? Maybe we can map a journey from the traumatized here to the recovering there by identifying a starting point. This is where the leader must be resilient enough to accept looking at the darkness and ethical enough to allow the followers to lead the way so that the situation doesn't exceed their coping skills. Conscientiousness also includes dependability, within which are trust, faith, and belief. Positive emotions lead to positive outcomes, and vice versa. Luciana Chua, 2023, page 45. This is AI art. Black canvas style gold dawn. Darkness incarnate and destroyer of dreams. It is horrific and embodies all of the depths of human despair. Emotional intelligence includes self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. Luciana Chua, 2023, page 45. Being aware of when somebody is struggling with negativity provides a reference point from which to launch the journey to positivity. Trust that this can happen. Have faith in the process. Believe in the journey. Kind means that you're real with each other and that you can have a set of constructive, I call them fast-paced discussions. And so you've got to build up relationships to allow that to happen, without having a whole lot of scar tissue at the end. Luciana Chua, 2023, page 46. Yes, that's me on the radio in Africa promoting reggae music in December 2010. And yes, getting there had everything to do with the relationships I was building. Rest assured that this situation is also about relationships. It is now understood that an individual's relationship ability requires emotional awareness. Tracking an emotional curve downward in order to bring it back up is the goal of this presentation. On these emotional roller coaster rides, the conductor must be careful to present the information with enough buffering so as to prevent trauma. Everhart, 2017. Everybody needs to come out stronger without being attracted to the experience. Adrenaline is only a minuscule hormone required for survival. With that, let's begin. Know that lessons designed to help an audience understand emotional awareness, secondary trauma, and resilience, as well as critical incident stress debriefing, help facilitate a healthy, responsible, and respectful sharing of violence stories. Eberhardt, 2017. It's about preparing people emotionally and mentally to cope with all that's coming, and then giving them a safe space to process what they've just heard and return to positive perception. On that note, this story slides into a very dark side. Consider how social media is currently struggling. This is an emotional topic. I must take a deep breath before we begin. I woke to realize that a large part of our media is funded on blood money. Listen to this brief discussion to see if you come to the same conclusion. Erica says, I think part of the problem is the press. Inasmuch as the media sheds light on what's happening so as to educate activists trying to help, it also reinforces the intentions of the aggressors. People can clearly see the damage Israel is doing, and it makes them feel a certain way. The news adds fuel to the fire for both sides of the war. Says, of course, When the truth is absent from journalism, it becomes a tool for evil, not awareness. And of course, the truth is good when it enters into something that gives it more beauty. Journalism is a difficult profession. America says, if it is true that these social media platforms are selling ads based on traffic on the platform, then they are making money from this tragedy. Says, it is true that this money is stained with my blood and then obtained as a result of the death of humans. Positive action combined with positive thinking results in success. At Positive Me 333, 2024, January 25th, 4:24 a.m. Within the arc that swings from evil to good are two key awarenesses, acceptance and hope. Clearly identifying what is being seen is the first step in accepting what's happening. After that, the situation can be reconciled against the desired destination. Discovering a path between the two provides hope and fosters healing. Peterson, 2022, 30 seconds, shares that. You have to know where you're going. Where you're going has to have some value. Listen as the USA Libya Social Lab charts a course. Hassan, 2014. Al-Libya says, yes, systematic media information adds fuel to the fire. To show that what is happening in Gaza is legitimate Jewish self-defense, ignoring that the root of the problem is legitimate Palestinian self-defense against a genocidal war against them since 1947. War and the most dangerous problem are the systematic brainwashing and management of public opinion carried out by the media to tip the scales and falsify the facts that are proven by reality, not the quality of the idea. Let's do this for the glory of God. Asks, why are you sad? America replies, why aren't you sad? Never mind, I know. God is the architect. God is great. Agrees. In his hand, glory be to him, is the kingdom of everything, everything. And he says to the thing, be, and it is. How great it is. Allah Akbar. This third section is openness to experience. The openness to experience has a component called I got a clue. It emphasizes how we have to have a clue regarding what we are trying to accomplish, our objectives, and how we will get the job done. Lucia and Achua, 2023, page 48. In keeping with our theme to proceed pushing positivity to balance the negativity, take a few minutes to soar into the sky. Watch the video Gaza to Qatar.
Hello everyone, the first video outside of Gaza. Let's go. Heading to Qatar.
Proceeding with a more relaxed frame of mind, consider a forerunner in moderating peace, Qatar. They managed to successfully win a ceasefire in exchange of hostages, although Israel did manage to apprehend a bunch of people despite the release. Was this why there appeared to be progress on the public sentiment scale for Gaza? Even with this, Qatar continues to have a strong voice. We watched in social media as their Air Force flew our award-winning journalist from Gaza to Doha one day last week. Keeping everybody's voice alive and participating is key to productive humanity. Digress with me while we consider the technology. Arizona State University, as the first university, entered into cooperation with OpenAI and gave its students, professors, and employees access to ChatGPT Enterprise in order to improve conditions for all people at this university regardless of their income level by using the most advanced artificial intelligence models at Masa Moher 2024. This is an example of equity in a community. Its extra information and its access to design capabilities. AI is permeating pretty much every aspect of life as we know it. They are leveling up the modern-day playing field. Ideally, this would be the same for everybody. In the meantime, for the rest of us, we get to face life that's more driven by emotion than the technological revolution. And that can be scary. Indeed, the way of success is full of challenges. At Positive Me 333 2024, January 24th, 11:25 p.m. To help fight fear, Detterling 2012-725 explains how to prime the brain. Practice situations that scare you. We call them social flight simulations. Practice with some level of fear. It creates the muscle memory. So when the moment arises, you can act in the way that you practiced. Detterling 2012, 7 minutes. Stay afraid, but do it anyway. What's important is the action. You don't have to wait to be confident. Just do it, and eventually the confidence will follow. At Positive Me 3333, 2024, January 24th, 5:15 p.m.
ايش يا معتز شبك؟
Oh, I'm trying to reach the 3G, the 4G with the eSIMs, but sometimes it works, sometimes not. With the sometimes real drones and the jet fighters, and I'm just worried to not to fall down if they strike near to here. And no one asked about my mental health. Okay, it's gone.
Look closely. Did you see? America observes. Qatar rescued a Palestinian journalist working with UNRWA. Good Libby asked, how was it done? What is the extent of Qatar's power and influence? America observes, I have the same questions. Good Libby asks, now who has the answer? Batwari 2023 explains how Qatar is a close U.S. ally and the regional power best positioned to both influence Hamas and play a mediating role with Israel. Trauma-informed practices lead the algorithms through the violence to a place of healing. To experience something amazing that is brand new, people must be allowed to identify what's happening in relation to what is right and good. As long as we're focused on positivity, we recognize it when it's happening. Vicarious resilience. I learned to become vicariously resilient watching my own successful progress. Again, I learned to become vicariously resilient watching my own successful progress. Are you starting to feel me? Emotional grounding. What is it and why do it? This video is for purely emotional grounding because it feels so good. Emotional grounding is a technique used to center yourself in the here and now when you feel uncomfortable with your feelings. Just touch something solid and let your attention focus on your hand. This brings your attention away from your emotions, allowing you to gain perspective and relax.
Baby, come down, come this your body and come take my hand fall look down, girl, you sweet like Fanta.
Revisiting resilience. Say hello to Palestinian journalists Wael Adadou and Motaz Azaiza in Qatar. Our smile is a kind of resilience, they say. This photo and its caption in social media are a form of feedback. Instructional feedback is essential for learning. It provides students with key information about their progress towards a learning goal, including what they know, what they still need to know, and how they can learn it. Research consistently indicates that providing students with effective instructional feedback has a powerful effect on their learning and is an essential core teaching practice. O'Brien, Cumming, Blinker, and Orr, 2022. Trust me, if you don't know hard life, you don't know life yet. Chronics 2012. What you know and what you've experienced are foundational knowledge. Ultimately, having insight into the student's foundational knowledge on which lecturers build is considered part of good pedagogic practice. Biggs and Tang as cited in Dukhan 2021. Social commentary requires balance. I want to hear the truth. I want all sides of the story. Because I tend towards the more optimistic side of things, my equilibrium always brings me back to the good in situations. This flexibility in my personality allows me to delve into the dark just long enough to get a tracer going on how to level up. This is how I managed weekly reggae broadcasts and follow-up shows worldwide for years. We would look at the news on Monday, write songs about it on Tuesday, release underground radio shows on Wednesday, perform the music Thursday through Saturday, gather feedback and set direction on Sunday, get up Monday, reconcile what was happening against what the industry was projecting, and start the process again. It moves at a different pace in the middle of war zones. You must always be ready to derail the social commentary process in order to address significant swings in emotion. This interaction could be considered best practices for giving online feedback, such as prompt, frequent, personalized, detailed, clear, specific, and balanced. Liebold and Schwartz, 2015. Please know extreme violence requires immediate attention in order to clear enough emotional headspace to again focus on the destination. Peace. Our appendix includes Libya's notations. There is no doubt about this. Without faith and hope, there would be no journey in the first place. Life is a journey fueled by faith and hope, despite obstacles and frustrations. During our search for peace, we do not forget, and we should not neglect, the presence of those seeking evil.